You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. So, if you can hear it, it's raining outside again. We still got the 4640 to widen out on the tires. Had a lot of questions of why didn't I use it? Why didn't I narrow it up beforehand? Part of me wanted to run that blue tractor, and I'm glad we did. We got one side that is adjusted. Somebody asked why we don't move them out, because we don't have enough. The corn goes here, so if we moved them all the way out, we'd be running over that row of corn. So for stability, yes, I agree. Having duals on would make it a lot better, but that's the plan in the future. Somebody did write in the comments that they have a set of duals and whatnot, things like that. I got to get through some projects, and then we'll start working on stuff like that. But that is why we did not use the 4640, because we didn't get that other wedge moved in. Granted, there were some wet spots, plus running 31 miles an hour instead of 19 makes a big difference. So I appreciate being able to run that sprayer. We got everything sprayed in time. It's sat. Everything's looking really good. The weeds are dying, which is the key to that. Weeds are dying, corn's picking up, and it won't stop raining. So the grass, everybody's grass is getting further along than they want it to be. But alrighty. So 4640 needs to be moved out. Somebody asked why I did not use the 2755 as a spray tractor. Well, we were using that to load the water. Yes, we could have done something different. Next year, we'll do something different. Yes. And somebody said, oh, you don't need a spray or anything like that. Put saddle tanks and a 3-point hitch on that. That is a good idea. Granted, like I said, having 4-wheel drive in some spots. I think I got 2 spots where a tile line is either messed up or we got a spring, because we sank in the tractor, like sank. So 27 probably could have done it. Goes back to we used it to fill water and not going that fast. So I think we made the good call. We got the corn sprayed in time. I did get the M in here. We did park that in here. This top just sticks open no matter what, the second you fire it up. So, but alrighty, everything is in here tucked away, but we need to get stuff moved around so that we can work on the pickup this week. We got to pull the transmission out of it and yeah, see if the flex plate is the problem. But first we got to really get this done. This is going to battle us, and since it's a rainy day, we also have these to do. So you guys didn't know about those, I don't think. Since it's a rainy day, we'll work in here. Yes, I got a block underneath it. I was using the other air jack, not aired up, as my block, and I had to take that off. I need to get some heavy duty jack stands. That's really what we need to do. So once this is moved in, we're probably not going to use this tractor. Well, we might spread some fertilizer if the rain slows down on some of the later stuff that could use some nitrogen. Everything else got enough groceries up front. It should not have it. I probably put more fertilizer on, but I'm putting it on to have a long-term, like, this isn't a year and we're done. I want the soil as good as it can be for the future. So at the home farm, things are actually, they're very nice. We got to get some lime this fall, so we'll do some trucking on that. But alrighty, enough of me talking. Let's dive into this, see how far we can get it, and go from there. Oh, there was one other thing that jumped out. When I was talking about putting the weights on the outside, somebody said, oh, you're going to break all your wheel bearings, everything else, stress them. You got to remember, we're taking this weight and we're literally moving like 2 inches this way because we're moving everything that way. Okay, maybe it's a little more than 2, but you get the point of it. So it will be okay. I think it's moving. Why didn't any of you say put a wedge in it before? Maybe somebody did in the comments. I don't know. I don't think so. So got it wedged out. As you see, that moved out. That's on its way. That one is the one that actually came out. Yeah, that ain't gonna move by itself. Okay, so we're pretty much out. Just trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna get it on that axle like I did before. Last time me and Jono picked it up, and even then, holy smokes. Like that, this thing's heavy. Those weights are heavy. That one's too big. Okay, that one bolt that is down there is holding me up. We'll just zing it out. It is sitting up on the shaft, or on the axle itself, the housing, but not very nicely. So hopefully I get all my fingers after we're done with this. That's what I was nervous about, but we got it. Okay, now it's out of the way. Holy smokes, never thought it'd take that long. And then it's as easy as that, just to take these bolts out. Okay. I have zero idea of why this is fighting me so much. The back side of this, you got the rosebud tip on. It's glowing red. And I can't get it to do anything. Got the bars on, the pipes, wrenches, everything. I'm gonna have to probably cut this head off and then just hammer them out. And then once it's out, do that and get a new bolt for it. So something is... Those wedges aren't that expensive from last. I remember I broke one on the 75. They should be I believe they're about the same wedges. This is just a pain. Ended up cutting the head right off. So hopefully I can get that wedge pushed through. And then we'll have to figure out how to do it. So that's where I'm at with that. I'll run those wedge bolts in. Everything's gonna have to get cleaned up. Got the wedge bolts in, still no luck. Yep, we're probably gonna have to put the jack on it. I'll let that pressure sit on there for a little while. Last time when I released the pressure after it's sitting on a while, it pretty much popped right off. Let's go look at some corn. Take a ride up the hill. Everybody is wondering how you're doing. Your foot's doing better. you just limp a little bit because it's sore. So we've been trying to keep you on the down low of running, but the nail stopped bleeding like pretty much instantly. So he's got a little limp to it, but alrighty, I'll feed him and then I'll go up the hill. I'll leave him down here, that way he doesn't chase after me. Does look like we're gonna get some more rain, which isn't a good thing. So, truck's just chilling on the trailer. A lot of people have said they really like the white truck, and I gotta admit, it was my first semi. And let me think, what I paid $5K for it or something. And honestly, so I paid $5K for it. I think the Gemini PTO pump that's on it, that was a must-have to spread manure with, which I probably could have skipped out on. I think that was like $5K, like $4,500 or something. And then I put the front tires are brand new because, yeah, having good steers is pretty nice. And it is a rig. Like, it's not, needs a steering stabilizer in the front, and then I probably road run it a lot more. But it is what it is. It's pulled the Landau good. It could use a little bit more horsepower, but that Landau is really, actually, I should weigh it at some point and find out how heavy that thing really is, because it's a, I always forget. Is it a 50 ton or a 55 ton? I think it's a 50 ton Landau. Where are we? Yeah, 100,000 pound, 50 ton Landau. So, but alrighty, we got that. We got some stuff to do on that truck, but I need to get that wheel wedge off, so I'm letting it sit with pressure on it. Second, really, we're on the list to get everything baled as far as their second, and then we're gonna put the big bales in there, and I'll probably end up selling the big bales as a source of income. I don't think his foot's bothering him too much. He's got a little bit of a limp, but just sore. So I'll probably end up selling all the big bales. We got quite a few acres to big bale, and the yields are really going to be there. Like, for not putting fertilizer on any of it, came out really good. And yes, the Mac's still there. The Mac needs to get pulled in the garage once we get done with all of this stuff. That is the plan. And we do have to still go get the chopper, because everybody asked about that. We might drive that home. We also got to figure out how to get the combine. So we did buy a combine. There's some people that are like, oh, ooh, that was a little slick there. They're like, oh, you probably haven't bought one. Hey, easy on the corn. So everything's dying off that it's supposed to. You can see it's browning up, and the corn will take over in canopy, which is really, really nice. I'm gonna go up the top of the hill and just see how that stuff looks, because that had a lot of weed control. This is just grass in it, so it was easy to kill as far as spray. But this stuff, you can see all the stuff we spread fertilizer on pre was pretty good. This is just going to need some nitrogen on it sooner than later. So, and there is quite a bit of alfalfa up and in there. Look at him, one happy dog, which is cool. Alfalfa, a little bit of clover. Spray program doing what it's supposed to do. So that is dying right off, the thistles or whatnot. Goal for next year, be better at knowing what my plants are and stuff like that. Weed of the week, the two brothers, oh, it's skipping my mind on YouTube, and they do quite a bit. We don't have as much weed. See, some deer came in and he ate that. We don't have the Midwest weeds and bugs like like the Midwest, but that's doing pretty good. Clearly forgot about this rock. That's a weird looking rock. But but there's some spots where the deer have come in, but everything's dying off that should die off. The corn's still looking good. Are you standing on the corn? So yeah, the emergence was my biggest issue this spring, and it worked out. So you can see this stuff came up quicker, but the consistency of the stuff that came up later is just so much better. But plants all dying. That's what I like to see. You're always nervous, you never know. You hope you're doing a good job, but honestly, you learn from your crops, and you got to figure I'm 32 years old. I probably got 40 growing seasons, if I'm lucky, 40 growing seasons left in me. So you mess up one, you learn for the next one, and so on and so on. Yeah, that's why the eagerness to get everything done right the first time, because it's not like you do this every week. This corn will get to where that is. It just needs some heat. But if we had all the even emergence, I'd be really loving it. This corn would be awesome. Planter did a good job once it was in the ground, but you can see right here, then next to it, I wish the deer weren't in here, but all those thistles are dying. That was my big worry. There's a lot of thistle in it. Things are looking good. All out there, you can see it's all dying, so the corn will take over as long as the deer stop eating it. That's a bird up there. And then we'll canopy, and then we'll be good to go from here. So none of this ground will get nitrogen, we'll get urea on it, because it has enough groceries in the ground to hit my goals of what I want to do for this. So that was the big thing. How many bushels do you want to make off this ground? And the limiting factor is, well, this spring was germination, so that's looking good. This was the very first field I planted. Yes, I did go down in depth after it. I planted a few rows further down. I went down another 1/4 inch. From here over was the field I planted it pretty much last. And I'd have to say, yeah, this will catch that 100%. So I planted this going back and forth. And this soil, as far as soil analysis, wasn't very good, but that one over there was extremely good. So this might need some extra groceries, like I said. We'll let it get up a little taller, and then we'll feed it some more. At some point, I'd like to go to liquid nitrogen as far as feeding it. Run everything in the planter for starter, and then come in and do some liquid nitrogen. Probably knife it in, or if we get a sprayer, and we have a sprayer that we can wide drop nitrogen. So I'm keeping my options open. Yeah, on the acres that I run right now, wide dropping and liquid nitrogen, you can spread it on dry and call it good. But I think as I pick up some more acres, it's gonna drastically change the performance. So I'm just cruising around. I got a bush hog all the way up and around, same with around the back side of that. But I am very excited that you can see, so like this plant's starting to shrivel up and die, and up through there. So weed control, we might have it under control. Plant's just got to canopy some, and then it will be really, really good. But the later stuff, it's making me feel a lot better, and hopefully the rest of the week we get some sunshine instead of this rain, and this stuff should jump. The soil is so saturated, and it has the groceries in most of my ground to run with it. Harvested up the garlic, so I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't plant it, but I did harvest it. It was here when I got here, so it slowed down a little bit. My motivation to work on that wheel has kind of gone away. I'm gonna try to clean up the garden a little bit more, plant some things. So the radishes they're booming. You can see them right there. A bunch of other stuff that was supposed to be planted never actually grew. I don't know if it's too wet or something ate it. You hand weed things. I do got a bed underneath this. I think these are cukes. I'm not sure. I gotta look back on the list, but over here, the corn, everything ate it except for one. Peas and beans are doing good. I did mess up pulling out one bulb. So, but that worked good. Like, I'm slowly gonna turn my house into a home, right? And well, having a good garden is always, it's rewarding. It takes a lot of work, but, and I don't have a good garden right now, so don't think I have one. But I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, then we'll go in there. Since it is actually gorgeous out. How much rain we get so far since this morning when I dumped that out? 2/10, 3/10. So, and I got some more seeds to put back in places. This looks like a tomato plant, to be honest. I'm gonna go with that's what that is. Okay. Part of me thinks that was tomatoes, but the other part of me, they were so tight together. Could have just been a weed spot. Alrighty, radishes are doing awesome. Planted some lettuce, spaced out the tomatoes here, some carrots. We got the zucchini and squash. Put some corn in one row here. We'll do another row in like 4 or 5 days. That way we spread it out. Peas and green beans. And over here you can see this was the only corn plant that made it through. But we got one right there, we got one right there, we got one right there, we got one right there. There should be one more there. I think this wasn't planted deep enough. Let me give it some structure. There we go. Don't blow over. But alrighty, that's gardening with Duffy for the day. Hinko loves it. So, well, let's go mess with the tractor. You guessed it, it's not moving. So I'm gonna relieve pressure on that. I did just put some more pressure on. There's a lot of pressure on those. So, yeah. Yes, I should have done this when I first got it. I know. But honestly, it came off the trailer and we pretty much went rolling into planting. So, worked out for planting. And the reason why it worked out for planting was I was close to it, but I wasn't running over it. So spraying, it would never have worked out because I would have been so close that every time I swerved just a little bit, we'd be running corn over. So every time you run a corn plant over, there goes any income. We won't even say profitability yet, but income. So hopefully we're profitable. Is that what we want to hear, or did we just break something? Oh, we got it. I think. Yep. That's Liz. Maybe. Or did I just break it? It's still together. No, we need to get some good breaker bars. We haven't gone to the store though yet because well, we got a broken truck that we got to get in here to be able to go places. That is definitely something's moving. I probably, that wedge bolt that I cut here, I'm hoping that pulls through and then we'll be able to take it out. Might fight me some because there's burrs on the end of it. Or we might be okay. Wesley's family's out riding the ATV out back. His nephews and whatnot, I think. So Yanko's out there Follow him around some. Yep, we got it. Oh, finally. It's a lot better feeling. Have a good night. That is a very good feeling. Oh. Another wedge bolts are stuck. Oh, that one's really tight. Yeah, that won't allow us to move it. Where's my finger on? Right here. Get go! What you barking at? That might be why we're... Oh, the top and the bottom are moved over. Alrighty. That's a good feeling. Nico's still sitting in the driveway. He's playing with a tennis ball by himself. Okay. Well, we need one bolt, which we can put in afterwards. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, I'd like to get that back up to where I need it to be, so that it's not bottomed out in there. But there we go. That's not so good. I'm hoping once the wedge comes off, I can just turn that. So, alright. Let's get this out before we call it a night. You think that's going to turn now? Now that they're not wet? I doubt it. Playing in the garden, all my boots are covered in. Not a chance. Not a chance at all. I ended up cutting the back bolt, the bolt that I cut the head off of, the back of it off just so it's not holding any tension on it. I'm gonna put the jack back on it if I can do this. No, this isn't gonna work. Maybe it will. Okay. I don't like how that's set, but put some tension on it, see if we can get it to move. Hey, it moved. That's better. That's better than I thought. Okay. Whew. battle it's been. Look at all the buildup on there. So, alrighty, that's enough for tonight. Like I said, you guys get a little bit of my days. Like, there's a lot of struggles in between it, and as we can tell, it's about 9:30 at night now, and well, it's dark. You can't see nothing, but that's good. So tomorrow we're gonna pop this off. We're gonna get this tractor out, get the pickup in here. Maybe we'll do a project in between just to get one project done and then go from there. But holy smokes, we're gonna have to heat and get that broken bolt out of there. Well, cut bolt, same with the cut bolt. The weights, they're gonna go on the outside. We're not gonna have any axle bearing issues, anything like that, because of how short we really are. On the inside, we're never gonna deal with this problem again, because we will lubricate everything and we'll go from there. But yeah, today has really fought me. This tractor's been really good tractor. I really enjoy it. I loved running it for planting. I wish I did run it for spraying a little bit, but it's the things like this. This is 39 years old. I bet these haven't been touched since they got put on when they came from the factory. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's been 20 years since they touched it. Either way, stuff like that, just once you get it good, then it's good. But this 4640 has treated me very well. I'm glad I put it in my arsenal. I see some 4455s and stuff like that. Probably get one of them at some point, do some more chores side of it. But this is probably gonna get dual. It will get duals at some point, and we will use it for some tillage. So that is really what the plan is. So having the axles in makes it a lot better, because then we could put on the hubs and go from there. But really glad I did get this tractor. 2755 has been awesome. 7528 fought me the first 4 years of my life with it, and she held her own this year. She really did. We did the boots, and that was about it. So alrighty, appreciate you guys watching along. Some shop work. It's not always going to be the most entertaining stuff, because, well, it's shop work and stuff like that. And when you spend 3 hours heating and wrenching and battling and going back and forth with stuff and trying different things, you don't always get as far ahead as you want. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.